How's everybody doing today? So I'm going to go over certain things about manifestation, maybe cover some topics that I talked about before, just to kind of like maybe recap a little bit about spirituality, and let's just get into it. So manifestation is difficult in various ways, and it depends on really how you think. How you think and how you view yourself directly correlates to what you bring into your life. Everything you in your life, you manifest everything that you see around you. Everything to this point you've manifested. Now what happened is since you were taught as a child to believe that you have to work hard to make money, and you have to work a job for a corporation to earn money so you can pay for stuff. All this stuff was programmed since you were a child, and it now has programmed your mind into thinking that that's the only way to receive abundance from the universe. So what you did was you're basically giving consent to the belief that you have to work for a company to make money. And we know this is not true on several levels. There's been thousands upon thousands of examples where this is not true. We see it every day. People can get an inheritance. People are gifted money. People win the lotto. Maybe they get casted into a movie and then they get $3 million on their first film. I know technically that's work, but it's kind of not when you're only filming for 6 months and you get $3 million. You're doing a little bit of something for the money, but I'm just giving you some examples where you're not going to that. You're not working for Subway for $14 an hour, and they only give you 30 hours a week, because if they gave you 40, they'd have to give you benefits. Da 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 da. You get what I'm saying. So going back to consent. Excuse me, my throat was dry for a second. You gave consent to whatever it is that you're creating in your life right now. You gave consent to the amount of money that you're making. Whether you wanted to or not, that's what you did based on your beliefs. Now we can reframe this. There's don't worry, right? Because we can reframe this. You're now giving consent that you own that dream house. You're assuming that you have it right now. You have consent that the Lamborghini's in the garage. Not that your car, anything's wrong with the car you're driving, but maybe it's old and needs to be replaced, and you feel like you don't have the money for a new car. It doesn't matter, because that's the consent of how you think. You feel like you can't afford a new car because that's your belief. You feel like you can't move into a house because you feel like you can't afford one. That is your belief. You gave consent to that. Now it's harsh to realize that you don't believe truly that you did give consent, but you did, because that's your belief. It's hard to hear, and it's kind of hard to swallow. If you're, this is why ego needs to be monitored. Your ego is being hit because you now realize that it was your fault for the conditions that you're in. But also the ego is there for one specific purpose. And we were taught when we were kids to use the ego in a negative way. There's a positive way for ego, and there's a negative way for ego. And the control drama, negativity style of ego is how we were taught. Your ego should be based on confidence that you're creating this universe. That's the ego that's the good one. Whether how much it's involved or not, that's how you have to perceive it. The ego is not like, oh, if I do a better job than somebody else in my department, then I'm gonna get promoted to the upper management position, and that means I'm better and I can make more money. Not the ego that I'm referring to. When you're a creator of this universe, you do the best you can in whatever it is you want to do. When you wake up in the morning and you go to the gym, do the best you want to do the best you can. You don't want to do it kind of like half-assed, so to speak. If you're not feeling that great, do it the best you can in that condition that you're in. And then another day you might feel a little bit better, then go all out. Or you go to your job and like put maximum effort into whatever maximum effort is to you at that moment, do that. But that's the ego that I'm referring to. Not the ego of like, I'm better than everybody else. Everyone else is a co-creator of the universe as well. See, this is how we're taught, how our ego is kind of messed up. You place other people in judgment based on your ego, and your ego is driving yourself to pursue a thing that's not aligned for you. Actually, your ego should be there for the confidence that you're co-creating. Your ego should be like, my ego is strong because I know I can manifest. And I can help others. That's that way the ego should be operated in. And I'm talking about ego because when you hear things that might break your self-confidence, like what I was talking about before, that is your ego. That's your ego mentality. Your ego should not be hurt by what you're saying, because the alignment of your ego is to be able to create and manifest around you. Your ego was taught how to do everything wrong, and now you're realigning what the purpose of the ego was meant for. Self-confidence in the creation of this universe is what that ego is for, not the other stuff that I was referring to. Your heart chakra is the instrument in which you have intuition and give out love and receive love and ideas and intuition to make decisions using your heart chakra. If you're using your heart chakra, you can't operate in that form of ego that I was referring to that you were taught when you were younger. That's why I talk about you gave consent. And it wasn't your fault. You were trained as a kid. You're a kid. You don't know any better. You're just a fresh computer ready to be programmed by your parents and your teachers. And so they taught you certain things, and now you have to realign yourself back to the source power. The source power is you're a co-creator of this universe. And the infinite spiritual being having a temporary human experience. Excuse me. We forgot who we were, and now we're coming back to what we are to become. That's why when you know, an awareness of how you're using your ego is another step to spiritual awakenings and alignment into higher vibrations. If you don't feel like you're in a higher vibration, that awareness should put you into a path to get in the higher vibration. You know if you're not doing something right because you can feel it. You can feel why you're not vibrating on a higher level. Why are you not sending out love and gifts and gratitude out to the universe and to people as much as you should be? You know this because the alignment's not there. If you were vibrating at a higher frequency, it would be natural. If you're struggling to do that, then you know you're not the higher vibration. So you have to bring yourself up. You have to, you're swimming in deep water, and you're barely treading water and barely breathing, so you're basically drowning. You want to jump out of that water and start flying. Once you start flying, you'll feel that's the vibration and the energy that you have the power to fly out of that water. You know it. So if you wake up in the morning, you're depressed, and you feel like you don't have, you're never going to make money. You feel sick all the time. All these things means you're actively floating in a lower vibration, and you know what it takes to get out. If you've been watching my videos, you should know how to get out of it. Even if you weren't watching my videos and just watch this video alone, you know how to get out of it, because you got to pull yourself up into a belief system where you're aligned and using your heart chakras. Your heart chakra, you should be using all your chakras. All your chakras should be aligned. But making decisions, this is what I'm talking about from the heart chakra, not the not the brain. There's a chakra up here. It's the third eye chakra. That is the enlightenment chakra. But you don't make decisions from it. This is where you send and receive informations back and forth in the universe. This is how you talk to your subconscious mind. But this is how you make decisions that are aligned with the universe. Because this is just the radio transmitter. This is the actual place of which you make good decisions. That's why they always talked about it. Like, it comes from the heart. Because that's what the heart chakra is designed for. That's what it's there for. They don't say chakra because they're hiding that information that it's a chakra. But that's what it is. Your energy source from your intuition and good decision making comes from here. This is the radio connector to your subconscious mind that you're putting input in, that you're assuming that you have that nice house and the Lamborghini in the garage. And you have $300 million in the bank account, whatever it is that you're imagining. And that's another thing about manifestation. Let's say you're imagining $3 million in your bank account right now. That's not the limit. Let's say you're imagining $3 million in the bank account and you get it and you're like, wow, that was really cool. Now that it's happened, I definitely know I can manifest 30 million or 300 million because I made 3 million. You don't have to stay at that. You don't have to stay at that number. You can always get more, or just unlimited source of money. Because once you're at that point, you'll realize that you created it, and it's going to be much easier for you to create it again. Like those spiritual, those people that won the lotto multiple times, they did it to prove to themselves that they can manifest it, and they did it for you. They did it to prove to you that winning the lotto or receiving abundance is not impossible. They said, "I won the lotto, but I'm gonna win it 6 more times, just to prove to you that you can manifest whatever you want." They're doing it for your benefit. They don't need that money. Once they won the lotto once, they don't need that money anymore. But they did it again to prove them to themselves that they're a co-creator, and to teach you that they're co-creators. There's been several people out there that have won the lotto 6 to 7 times, and they did it on purpose for you. Just look them up. They're on YouTube. They say, "I won the lotto 6 times. I will show you how I did this." And then their YouTube channel will tell you exactly how they did it and how they manifested it. Where they put that number on the wall, there's certain different techniques to winning the lotto and manifestation. And I'm using the lotto as an example because it's literally a thing where you do nothing to receive a lot of money, but it's in a form of a game where you pick your numbers. So you put your numbers on the wall. You like literally write it on the wall or a dry erase board. You stare at those numbers every day, winning a certain amount of money. You write the numbers of which picks you got, which number picks you have, and then the amount of money that you're going to win from those picks, and you just stare at it every day and believe that you're receiving it. Watch those videos. They talk about how to do that. I just explained I just summarized what they do to make the lotto happen. But you watch those videos and say, how did they win 7 times in a row? Not in a row, but they've won 7 times in a very short amount of time. I'm not talking about years. I'm talking about months. There was this one guy that was winning the lotto every month for like six months in a row. It'll tell you how he did it. It's on YouTube, so check it out. But back to what I was saying. At first, becoming a spiritual individual is tough because you're going to have all these emotions dredge up that you have to let go, and then you have to put yourself in a higher vibration by getting out of depression. It's a challenge. Like you're changing your belief system, and when you change your belief system, all this chaos is created, and this chaos is created because it's a test. It's a test to see if you can pull yourself out of the old paradigm. You're switching from 3D to a 5D reality where you can manifest very rapidly. You're going to be tested. Just like in school, if you want a good grade, you're going to get tested. Now, I'm not saying that system is perfect, but it wants to see if your mind is truly stuck in the old paradigm. Because if your belief system was like believe that you're a co-creator of this universe, and you can manifest anything you want, those tests wouldn't even matter to you. It's like, why are you giving me this test? I can manifest anything I want. It doesn't make sense. So you pass the test immediately. That's why it's a snowball effect. When you start manifesting so fast, and it becomes a thing on the regular, those tests don't even exist anymore, because the universe it's actually stupid to test you. It's a waste of time and energy in the universe to test you, because you're already beyond that point. Like, oh, I'm going to throw a bill at him and see if he pays it. Well, the bill's $2,000, but you have $3 million in your bank account. It's, okay, just, yeah, I'm grateful. I paid my electric bill. It's $2,000. Yeah, thanks for giving me electricity. You passed the test, and it wasn't even a test to you, because it's just dumb. There's no debt in divine mind. That's why the $3 million is in your bank account. The bill shows up. You're happy to pay the $2,000 a month for electricity. It's like, thank you for giving me air conditioning, heat, and electricity in my house. That way I can watch TV, I can cook my food, I can turn the heat on at night, whatever the case may be. Thank you. You just say thank you. And that's what you're supposed to do, even if you don't have the abundance right now. When you get those bills, you say thank you. I created this. Thank you. I created this bill. Thanks for my wonderful creation. I created the house that I'm living in. Thank you. I created the friends I have. Thank you. No matter if it's the ones you want or not, you still say thank you. And when you're in alignment, you'll receive more and more friends that are more aligned for you. If you're operating at a higher vibration, people that are operating a low vibration they can't be friends with you, because they're not aligned. And they'll have a choice. Like, let's say if they have potential, they could potentially say, okay, I'm going to follow this person, so I really admire this person. I'm kind of like my idol, because they're living their life so great. They're non-judgmental, they're giving, they're loving, they have a high abundance. I'm going to follow what that person's doing. And then you could align to become friends with them, because you're following the path that they're taking, and it brought you up to that alignment. I'm just saying, you're either going to repel or attract people to become higher up in vibration, or if they're already high vibration, then just match you and just meet you in the middle and become friends, or lovers, or acquaintances, or whatever the case may be. It'll either fall away, or they'll level up. Because that's the only choice. It's either they drop out of your paradigm, or they level up to get into your paradigm. But they're not gonna stay there. They can't stay there. That those energies don't mix, so they just propel each other away, unless they're trying to align with you. And if they don't, then they won't, and they pass by. And even if they are aligned with you, sometimes their alignment and their destiny takes them away, and then they can come back later on. So it's not like they're gonna be like a best buddy that hangs out with you every day either. Hey, they're aligned, so we're gonna hang out every day, and we're gonna be best buddies all the time. Well, their destiny might not be what your destiny is. So they'll go off and do something else. I'm just saying, somebody that's not aligned with you, that's on a low frequency and you're a high frequency, they can't operate in your frequency or be around you in that frequency. It's repelling. It's the magnets that separate when you try to bring them together. It's the parallel, it's the opposite polarity. And only like things that would have to shift for them to become aligned. Because energy is energy. It's either a plus sign or a negative sign. And a combination of, atoms and ions spinning to create certain types of charge. Frequency and, electricity is mathematically like infinite. So there's like multiple different types of energies. That's why we're, in the simulation that we're in, and the simulation that you're creating for yourself, you're choosing to create this simulation. Sorry, I'm going to put my glasses on for a second here. This is a simulation that you're creating, and you got to choose how you want to simulate it. If that makes any sense. But as always, I greatly appreciate you guys watching my videos. That's all I wanted to say. If you have any questions, let me know, and have a nice day.